In football, there are national teams that win because they are organized, there are teams that win because they are talented, and there are teams that when they are having their normal day, you feel like you're watching a team coming from a completely different level. And that was almost what happened in the match between France and Sweden in the round of 32 of the World Cup. Because France did not win with difficulty, did not need extra time, and did not enter complicated calculations. France simply played a match of the type that makes any opponent understand why people put them among the biggest candidates for the title. Before the start of the match, France entered as a strong favorite. The team had won all its previous matches in the tournament, and the attack was almost terrifying for any defense facing it. On the other side, Sweden knew it needed an exceptional match if it wanted to advance. Coach Graham Potter himself admitted before the match that his team had to deliver the game of its life against a team full of stars in every line. The first half hour was Sweden trying to resist. The team defended well in some periods and tried to benefit from the speed of its players on counter-attacks. But as time passed, the French dominance started appearing more clearly. Michael Olise was moving freely, Dembélé was a constant source of trouble, and Barcola was pressing the Swedish defense all the time. And every passing minute was making the fans feel that the French goal was only a matter of time. And the truth is that Kylian Mbappe was close to scoring early. He scored a goal at the beginning, but VAR cancelled it because of offside. After that, he hit the post in another chance, and that was a clear message to Sweden that the most dangerous player in the match had started warming up. And when a player like Mbappe gets into the atmosphere of the match like this, it is usually very difficult to stop him for a long time. And if we look at the numbers after the end of the match, we will understand how much France was controlling almost everything. 25 total shots during the match. 13 of them were on target, 61% possession of the ball, 523 passes, and passing accuracy reached 91%. These are not the numbers of a team that only won a match. These are the numbers of a team that imposed its personality on the match from the first minute to the last. On the other side, Sweden managed only 8 shots throughout the match, with only 3 attempts on target and 1 corner during the full 90 minutes. And this shows the size of French control over the game, to the point that for long periods of the match, the ball was moving exactly the way France wanted. And despite all this dominance, Sweden remained standing for a long time. The defenders were clearing the balls, the goalkeeper was making saves in more than one situation, and the Swedish fans started dreaming that their team could go into halftime with a draw. But sometimes in football, you keep resisting for 44 full minutes, then you concede a goal that destroys everything you have done. And that is exactly what happened. Moments before the end of the first half came the first blow. After an organized attack, the ball reached Kylian Mbappe. The French star controlled the ball, moved inside the box, and shot with calmness and great confidence. The ball went into the net, and France took a 1-0 lead in the 45th minute. The goal came at a fatal timing in every sense, because Sweden did not have enough time to respond or even absorb the shock. This goal was very important psychologically, because Sweden had been standing firm for almost an entire half, and they were entering the dressing room while still having great hope. But conceding a goal right before halftime is one of the hardest blows for any team, and that is what appeared clearly at the start of the second half. France came out more confident, while Sweden came out forced to take more risks. With the beginning of the second half, the technical differences appeared more clearly. France started controlling the rhythm of the match completely. The passes became faster, the movements became more dangerous, and spaces started appearing behind the Swedish defense. 53rd minute came the second goal. Michael Olise created a wonderful move, and Barcola used it in the best possible way and put the ball into the net. The score became 2-0. And here, the match started leaning strongly toward the French national team. The second goal was the real turning point of the match, because after it, Sweden started feeling that the comeback had become very difficult. France, on the other hand, started playing with more confidence, and every minute revealed the technical difference between the two teams. The possession increased, the chances increased, and the French pressure continued, as if the French national team decided not only to win, but also to send a strong message to all the competitors in the tournament. And in reality, if there is a player who deserved special praise in this match, besides Mbappe, it is Michael Olise. The player was behind almost all of France's danger. He created the second goal, and after that continued creating chances in a way that kept the Swedish defense in constant confusion, to the point that he left the match as one of the most important reasons behind France's qualification. As for Sweden, They tried to come back into the match. They tried to push their players forward. They tried to benefit from the presence of Alexander Isak and Victor Gyökeres. But the problem was that the French defense was very organized, and almost every Swedish attempt was stopped before it turned into a real chance. And the feeling started spreading that Sweden needed a miracle more than it needed a good attack. As time passed, France started enjoying the match. The team began playing with great comfort. The short and long passes were being executed with confidence, and the French fans started enjoying the performance. And every player knew his role exactly. And this is one of the most important signs of teams competing for the title, that you feel everything is under control. Then came the 74th minute. And here, the story was almost over. Michael Olise returned again with another wonderful assist, and Mbappe was in the right place as usual. A decisive touch, an accurate shot, and the ball inside the net. 3-0 for France. Mbappe's 6th goal in the tournament and his 18th goal in World Cup history, a number that brings him closer and closer to the greatest historical scorers in the tournament. And when Mbappe scored the 3rd goal, it was clear that the match was practically over, because Sweden no longer had the energy or enough time to come back. On the other side, France was playing with the confidence of a team that knew perfectly well it was stronger than its opponent on this night. The French fans started celebrating early, and the players started managing the match calmly until the final whistle. And the special thing about France's victory is that it was not just a big score win. It was a complete display of attacking power. Dembélé, Olise, Barcola, and Mbappe, a quartet capable of making the difference from any situation. And every one of them is capable of deciding the match alone. And that is the reason why many analysts see France as one of the strongest teams in the current tournament. And in reality, what is frightening for the opponents is not that France won 3-0. But the way it won, because the team did not depend on only one player. Mbappe scored, Barcola scored, Olise created, and Dembélé was a constant source of danger, meaning any defense that faces France will be required to stop more than one star at the same time. And this is exactly what makes France one of the most dangerous candidates to win the World Cup. Because if you focus on Mbappe, Olise will appear. And if you stop Olise, Barcola will appear. And if you close all the spaces, another player will appear. And this is a luxury that most national teams in the tournament do not have. And in reality, if there was one moment that summarized the entire match, it was Mbappe's 1st goal. Because Sweden resisted for a long time, but as soon as France broke the balance, the real differences started to appear. And from there, the gradual collapse of the Swedish defense began. And this is something that happens often with big national teams. You stay strong for a long time, then you concede one goal, and suddenly you find yourself facing a wave of attacks. As for Sweden, it left the tournament knowing that it faced one of the toughest possible opponents. Even its coach admitted after the match that his team probably would not have been able to win even if it had delivered an almost perfect performance, because France was simply on a completely different level on this night. In the end, people will remember that France beat Sweden 3-0 and qualified. But whoever watched the match will know that the story was bigger than just a result. It was the story of a French team that entered the field as if it wanted to send a message to all the competitors. A message saying that the road to the title still passes through France. And it was the story of Mbappe, who continues chasing historical records, and the story of Olise, who made the difference, and the story of a team that seems to become more dangerous as the tournament progresses. And the most important thing of all is that France is now set to face Paraguay in the round of 16. A new match and a new challenge. But after the performance Les Bleus delivered against Sweden, any team that faces France will know that it is not entering an ordinary match, but a confrontation with one of the most dangerous teams in the current World Cup. And if France continues with the same level, the same attacking variety, and the same efficiency in front of goal, then this night could very well be just the beginning of a bigger winning run on its way toward the dream of lifting the World Cup trophy.